Hello, and thanks for joining us. Today we have a special treat, another interview. Prior to us getting to that, though, I thought I would share an update from NAMI Wood County. We have wrapped up most of our fall programming in the last week alone. We graduated family to family, peer to peer, and our rap class. All of those were hybrid this fall, which is pretty uh, neat, but it's also a little hairy. We are very excited to celebrate though our 18 graduates. We will start advertising our spring lineup soon. But without further ado, here's Courtney.
Hi, everyone. In continuation of National Family Caregiver Month, we wanted to provide our viewers with some perspective on caregiving and self care, especially during the tough holiday season. Our support group and class facilitators were unavailable, but we were able to find someone who can speak on from this perspective. You might even recognize her. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, and I am one of our caregiver support group facilitators.
Oh, that's so true. Definitely. What are some of the support groups that you facilitate in classes? You want to tell folks a little bit about those?
Yeah, so I am a trained family to family teacher, recently trained NAMI provider um, teacher. But yeah, the support groups that I lead would be our family support group. I've not helped out with our peer and family support group yet. And then we have a parent caregiver support group that I really take the lead on helping out with.
Great. Yeah. So, as we all know, sometimes being a caregiver can be kind of stressful and take a toll on individuals. So, I'm just curious if you could tell us a little bit more about caregiver burnout and what that looks like.
Sure. I mean, caregiver burnout looks just like any other kind of burnout would look like. So that includes when you're just feeling a little more stressed when you see that person's phone number maybe pop up on your phone or as they're calling or texting. You maybe have a difficult time being empathetic to them and their situation, or even just empathetic to anybody overall because you're just done. Um, I know some of the people that I care about, when they experience caregiver burnout, their burnout is more just geared towards that person than necessarily to everybody in general. But it can be everybody in general. You might even be just looking forward to just some quiet time by yourself. That might be what burnout looks like to you.
Yeah, and especially, during this time of year, we're kind of around a lot of family really often, especially, Thanksgiving is coming up. So, as we have caregivers who may be on this, how can they take care of themselves during the holiday season?
Absolutely. And something to keep into perspective too, holidays are a difficult time for everybody, regardless if you're living with a mental health condition, if you're supporting somebody with a mental health condition. We all have different experiences. Some people might be grieving this holiday season. Maybe they had some loss that they experienced in the year, and this is their first Thanksgiving or their first Christmas without a person or without this situation going on. So I think, first of all, looking at situations through that lens and that perspective is sometimes helpful, and knowing that we're all stressed a little bit. We all have this extra pandemic going on. And so taking care of yourself during the holiday season, I think you need to establish and set limits, healthy limits for you. But I think if your limit includes maybe limiting the amount of time that is contributing a little bit to that burnout, expressing that limit clearly without blame to that person would be the most helpful. Because you don't want that person to feel like they are contributing any more stress to your life, or that they're to blame, or that they did even something wrong. And so it's important to just say, I've decided that Tuesday is my day and I'm going to do these things for myself. And so that might include setting up some time for yourself, or setting up some time that you're going to spend some time doing something you enjoy.
Yeah, those are wonderful tips and great advice for being able to take care of yourself and setting boundaries. That's so important. And that's something that people don't really think about. I think we're such a go, go, go type of mentality that we often don't think about, let's take time for me. Let's take time for
No.
what I need to do.
And people in our society too, they don't consider that it's okay to say no. It's okay to say, I'm not going to be able to come to that holiday gathering for that entire 6 hours, or I'm not going to be able to drive that far to have dinner for an hour and then drive back for another 3 hours. Like, it's difficult for people to say no because we want to please our loved ones, but at the same time, if it's a detriment to your own mental health or your well-being, it's consider if it's worth it or not, or figure out how to make yourself stay mentally healthy. If you don't want to completely say no, but think about how you can kind of make some concessions and trade-offs and balance. It's all about balance.
Yeah. And definitely taking time, to recharge our batteries and get ready for this busy holiday season. So, what are some of the things that you do for your self care, Jessica?
Absolutely, absolutely. So self-care to me, it's I try and do it whenever I can, but when you have three small kids and you work a lot, it's difficult to squeeze it in. So tomorrow I am not working, but I decided that I was going to have my kids go to daycare anyway. They love it there. Like, I know that sounds bad, but they're going to have a movie day and hang out and play with their friends. And that means I'm going to go home and I'm going to have the whole day to myself. And my favorite thing to do is bake and cook in the kitchen, just being in the kitchen. And so I'm going to go home and I'm going to make a couple of pies and just enjoy the quiet in my kitchen by myself while I'm watching what I want to watch on Netflix. And I don't have to break up fights in my living room. And it's going to be lovely.
That sounds fantastic. And I hope that you bring some of those goodies to the office next week. So, looking forward to seeing and tasting maybe what you baked tomorrow. So, thank you so much for coming on and talking a bit more about caregiver burnout and fatigue. And so I hope everyone has a good and healthy Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yep.
So thank you for spending a few moments with us today. We hope you have a healthy, happy, and safe Thanksgiving. And remember, take some time for yourself this weekend. Sometimes it can be hard to squeeze that in. So we hope to see you join us again soon. Bye.